Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Reb, and you're coming along with me on a vacation turned art retreat. On day one, we left early to head over to Garner State Park. It's about a 4.5 hour drive plus some stops. We quickly set up our tents and headed straight over to the river. After splashing around for a bit, we made dinner while we waited for some special guests. Soon we were joined by Olinda and her daughter, and her ensemble of art supplies. We spent the rest of the night drawing and painting and admiring some of my son's masterpieces. Here's some very sweet and silly footage of that.
I want another red one and a yellow one. Well, that's all.
I like them. They're really good.
What about me? I want to see them.
Yeah, she wants to see them. What is all yeah. I saw them.
We got a yellow one. We got a red one. We got a green one. And we got another red one.
They're beautiful, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stack them all back.
After all of that art and driving and swimming, we were all pretty tired, so we hit the sack. I ended up catching up on my visual journal while my son slept. The next morning, me and Olinda did a little bit of painting while we waited for everyone else to wake up. I was supposed to get a lovely time lapse of this, but forgot to hit record, so here's a reenactment. From there, we hit the trail. We went up the old CCC entrance trail. The beginning of it was kind of steep and honestly not very scenic, but it did offer some nice overlooks. We stopped at the original entrance to do some snacking and sketching. My son explored while I finished up my drawing. I didn't get any footage of this drawing, by the way, but here it is.
Oh my god. Look how big it is.
Hey, bud, what are you doing?
And Olinda took a bunch of pictures.
What else do you got, Mommy?
We can see.
Can I look in your backpack?
We went down the old horse trail or something like that. It offered a lot more shade and more like natural features. We saw flowers and mushrooms and birds. After that very long hike, almost 2 hours I think, we all needed a cool dip. So we headed down to the river with hammock and art supplies in hand. After a good bit of swimming and just rock skipping and playing around, I could tell that my little guy was tired, so I set up the hammock so that he could rest. It was the perfect opportunity for some plein air painting. I chose a big tree with a rope swing. It was super fun watching people fly through the air, some not so gracefully. That's my brother, by the way. But honestly, I can't criticize because I didn't do it. I also painted some tubers. For this one, I tried to stay a little bit looser, somewhat successful, I guess. And then after a little bit more painting and swimming, we headed back to camp. We made a quick dinner, and then it was the main event and the entire reason for camping, as far as I'm concerned, s'mores.
They look really toasty and most.
Toasty and moasty.
Nothing too fancy, though I did make mine with peanut butter and chocolate graham crackers, which was delicious.
Come here. Let me see.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Olinda and her daughter. They had to leave a little early, but it was a fantastic time hanging out with them, and we are hoping that we can do this again soon. After that, we were all pretty tired, so we hit the sack.
Can cornflower with me?
You want me to come snuggle with you? I can come snuggle with you, baby boy.
Day 3, we have this kind of ongoing joke that everywhere we go, Orion sees a tractor, no matter how remote or where it's at. So there's that. And then we went down a trail that I'm still not sure which trail it was that we went down. There was a trail that was closed, and I saw a trail closed sign, and we did not go down that trail. But as we went down the trail, I feel like somehow the trail merged with the one that was closed. I don't know. But we ended up going along the river, which was very beautiful and very scenic. This trail had a couple steep parts, but nothing major. Honestly, it offered a lot of places to rest by the river, which was really nice. Orion had a great time just finding bugs, to the horror of my mother. And I sat down to do a little bit of drawing. It was really fun exploring all of the like rocks and river edges and little pools and things like that. I even ended up getting inside of the water for a little bit because it was too tempting. The water was so clear at this part of the river, like so incredibly clear. And the waterfalls were just lovely. So I sat down and painted, well, I drew. I drew with just some watercolor, and then I ended up making a quick drawing with the water soluble graphite, which I ended up not being able to paint while I was there. My son was getting a little restless, and we had to keep going. And also, every step we took in one direction was a step that we'd have to take back. So I was very conscious of that. But we did take that drawing back to camp. I thought that my son was going to take a nap after all of that hiking, but he was wide awake. So he did rest a little bit in the tent while I finished up that painting, and then we headed back down to the river by our campsite.
That's so funny.
The road.
Down at the river by the campsite, we ended up renting a canoe, which was fun, except that me and my brother could not coordinate our movements, so the paddling was a little bit chaotic, but Orion couldn't tell. He was having a great time. He grabbed a long piece of grass and was using it as a fishing pole, which I thought was pretty silly and funny. And then we turned in the canoe and continued using the fishing rod that we had borrowed from the campsite. We did not catch anything, despite getting some worms from a random person that was just gonna toss them. But I'm not surprised about that. There's a lot of movement on the river. I'm sure the fish are all spooked. But we had fun trying anyways, and nobody got a hook in their skin, so win as far as I'm concerned. We did see a snake. It turns out it was a very poisonous snake, as far as I can tell. And yeah, went back to campsite for dinner and more s'mores and called it a night. My mom took this cool picture of my tent. In case you were wondering what our tent looked like, it's a floating tent. If you want to know about it, hit me up in the comments. The next morning, we woke up pretty early to make some breakfast and get everything packed up. We were visited by this very cute little bird that was not shy. He just hung out there while my son was eating his breakfast and ate some peanut butter off of a spoon. My mom was thrilled. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in the video, but at one point she says, "incredible," like under her breath. He was just chilling. He let me take all the pictures. I even got a chance to draw him in my sketchbook later. Here's a picture of that if you want to see it. After we got everything wrapped up, we headed over to a little kind of side mission. I wanted to check out this park that was kind of nearby to see if it was something that would be worth visiting in the future for a camping trip or a paddling trip. I will be pretty honest here. The park, which was called Chalk Bluff Park, was not very nice as far as the facilities go, but the natural features were beautiful. I would definitely say come and check it out for like a day trip, but I don't think that I would necessarily suggest it for like an overnight camping in the cabins type situation. We had fun exploring. I did just a little bit of painting, and then that was pretty much the end of the trip. We headed home after that. I think everybody was pretty tired, and honestly, I was exhausted as well. It was a fantastic trip. I am so glad that we took it and that I took along all of my art supplies and did as much painting as I did, considering that I have a toddler. I hope that you've enjoyed this excursion / art retreat. If you like this kind of thing, hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified the next time I post one of my art adventures. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next video.